welcome to season 2 of
Toole Talk.
Hey, it's Amber.
And Heather.
And we are so excited to be back to bring you some new topics. Today, we actually have a part 1 of a part 2 series, potentially part 3.
This could be like a whole season's worth, but we'll stick it with just 2.
Yeah. So we are going to talk today about the value of hiring a fitness professional versus doing it yourself.
Oh boy, do it yourself. There's DIY fitness.
Oh dear goodness. And a lot of people do try to do this. Heather and I both have experience with people in different aspects who have come to us for help. So we're going to go through what most people typically do, what we see, what happens, and then our opinion on where you go with that.
We have a lot of opinion, don't we?
We are always sharing our opinions. So, Heather, I'm going to start, and I'm going to talk to you guys about in the beginning, like way back when I first started, I had people, and they still do this sometimes, but they want to hire me to create a program for them.
Yes, they just need help.
Right. And actually nowadays in 2024, it's really popular for online training. This is what a lot of fitness professionals do for online training. They just create this program, give it to the person checks in with them. Right?
Perfect.
But back in 2004, 20 years ago, when I started the training tool, I didn't have all of the software that I have now and all of those ways to do that. So I would create this program. The person would tell me what they wanted to do. They would come in and I'd go and put it all together, and then I would do one session with them. I would go through all of the program, show them the exercises, have them practice that, work on their form, and then they would leave me with their little paper in hand, and they would go and try to do this program on their own.
You're going to recreate glory right there. Mm-hmm.
And then I was lucky enough that several of them realized I cannot do this on my own.
It's a lot harder than you would think.
It is. And so they came back to me. I actually have somebody who's still with me. Mary is still with me. She started that way and she saw the error of her ways.
She saw the value of actually having a trainer.
Yes. And so she's been with us for a long time. And so the thing that happens with that is I can show you that most people need to do somewhere between a 3, 4, maybe a 5-day fitness program, depending on what they want to do. That's a lot for you to remember.
It is.
So for me to go over that in a 45-minute to hour-long session and you to practice everything, and then even with the sheets to go home, that you just have so much to remember. Like, what was this exercise? Because you, as a non-fitness professional, probably doesn't know what the name of the exercise is.
No.
And then you have to think about your form, the proper mechanics, because all of us have inconsistencies within our bodies. We are not balanced people, none of us. We're not perfect. And so as a fitness professional, my coach's eye is on you. So if I see that maybe you turn your foot out on lunges or you twist kind of funny, I can help you adjust that. But you, as a regular person who doesn't have that knowledge, may not realize that your body mechanics aren't right and you don't really know how to fix it. And we know what happens long term with that. You stay imbalanced, you create more imbalances, and a lot of times set yourself up for injury. And then what happens after you've been going through this program? Where are you going to go with that? Do you know how to take it to the next level? Do you know how to change things properly? There is so much more that goes into creating a program. And once you get out of beginner land, you have got to do things differently as you become more advanced, or you won't get the same results. The good thing about a beginner is you're most likely going to get results from anything you do, but at some point you're going to have to really become more specific and change things up. So tell us a little bit about your experience with clients you've had, Heather.
So I've had clients who have come with 2 intentions in mind. 1, I want to get fit. And 2, I want to learn how to do it so I can do it on my own. Now, chances are at some point in their lives before they came to see us, they have tried something on their own. And it's not really maybe that they don't know what to do, but the accountability factor is not really there when you're doing it on your own. It's very easy to think that I am going to show up for myself, but that's probably the one most important key factor that gets dropped continuously is showing up for yourself. So the consistency and the accountability factors are not there when you're doing it for yourself. So they come very good intentions, and it's very interesting, like you had mentioned about people, remembering things. You can show them from one class to the next, and there may be only a day or so, and you're doing some of the same exercises, and they still not remembering. I've had people who have been with me probably a month and a half who still don't remember. So I can see the potential for big failure here when they decide that their 3 months are up or their month and a half is up, them going completely solo. So you can tell the train wreck before it ever happens in front of your eyes. And it's frustrating for me as a professional who can help people when I can see that that they want goals and they're really excited about their goals, but that what they're doing for themselves is not really helping them for for the goals that they have down the road. So I find that a lot of times clients, and I have seen clients who have left, and I kind of, will watch social media or whatever, and it's sad, but it very rarely happens to where it's a glory story at the end,
right.
And that's really why they come to us or any trainer to begin with, is because they need help, they need accountability, they need the reason to show up. Because I've had, I don't know how many people tell me, the only reason that I'm here today because I felt bad when I woke up is because you're waiting here for me.
Yes.
Why would you walk away from that? You have that automatically built in now. So that's something you don't even have to think about. I'm always going to be here waiting for you, whether you want me to be or not. So it's very, I find it a little, I'm dumbfounded, I guess would be the nice way to put it, why people, make the choices that way, because you're coming to us for a purpose and a reason. Why make it harder for yourself?
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. And you made a good point about they have an appointment with you. They know that you are going to show up. And it encourages them to show up as well. And sometimes you don't feel like working out. I mean, we go through that too. Heather and I work out together, but there's no way that I'm going to send Heather a text that says, I don't feel like it today, so you go on your own, because she's my accountability partner.
Those of you who don't know me, I don't take excuses well. And anybody that does know me knows that I'm going to say, and most of the time they're afraid to text me that they're not coming, so they just show up anyway. So yeah, it's important to have somebody waiting for you.
It is, and you're more likely to do it. I can tell you, even from my own experience, I worked out with a personal trainer for like 7 years, and he's a friend of mine, and I just went through a time period in my life where I just was not really motivated, and I needed that accountability and that motivation. I knew if I did not show up to work out with him, he was going to charge me, and that meant something to me because that was my hard-earned money that I had paid to be able to train with him, and there was no way that I was not going to show up for that session. So that's the other thing. You've paid for it. You know that your trainer, your fitness professional, is going to be there and ready for you. And that makes it a little bit more motivating. When you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning for your own personal 5 a.m. workout, it's a lot easier to hit that snooze button or to say, you know what, I'll do it later this afternoon, because you don't have anybody who's checking in with you. And let's be honest, ourselves as humans, we want the easy way out. So it's very easy for you to just talk yourself right out of that. That's where that whole, I love the Mel Robbins 5-second rule. Yes, that works great if you're going to be really consistent and do it. But most of us are like, forget it. I'm just going to stay here and sleep. The other part that I find is really important, and I don't think that people realize when you have a fitness professional who really is somebody who is doing this and well trained and well educated, there is a science that goes behind your programming. And I just want to give you like an example of just a small example of something that we would do. So for instance, I have a client, had her today. She boxes with one of our other instructors before she sees me, and then I do a personal training session with her right afterwards. I know this. I know that she's been doing a lot of cardio before I got here. I know that her arms are probably a little tired because she's been, hitting the mitts and the pads. And so I was thinking through that. I know what her program was yesterday. I knew what she was doing prior to seeing me. And then I programmed a whole body weight workout today, not a lot of cardio, and I finished with a really nice stretch for all of the muscles that she was using. My brain has to go into creating that in a certain way so that I'm training her properly. I could come in and make her do a bunch of cardio and a bunch of really heavy upper body weights, but she wouldn't get good results from that because she's already kind of tired at that point. So that's the other thing, that we have to be able to look at you and analyze what it is you need in that moment. And sometimes it changes on the fly. I don't know if you have any good examples of that, of some programming things that you've done with your clients.
Well, you have clients that come in that have special needs, inabilities to do some things that they're being restricted on from injury, or they have specific things in mind that they want to build on. Like I have a couple of clients that really want to work their upper body for pictures and that sort of stuff. And it's very interesting. So I would imagine that these clients, when they first came, I want to work my upper body, if they would have been left on their own to do their workout, they would have just done upper body stuff that they found on the internet, right? Without thinking that, well, upper body is good, but we're all connected. So we still need core work. We still need lower body. Because, we've all seen the gym guys, that have the skinny little legs and the big upper body. It doesn't really work that way for women, but if you're not training the whole body, you're going to be imbalanced.
Yes.
So there's the important factor that you need to keep in. While we can target some areas, your whole body is just as important as the areas that you want to look good for pictures. So that's where having a professional involved with you through the whole journey instead of just at the beginning could come into play to help you stay grounded, if you will, on what your goals are as a whole, and not just specific, minute little things that you want to work on. Because, we all have the ladies who come in and want to get rid of the back fat, and the flabby bingo arms, right? So, those things are good and we can help with that. But if you just worked on those areas, you'd still look really silly, just in a different way, and then so it's important to realize, while you may have a specific goal as a client who's looking for a trainer or somebody who is just wanting to do this on their own, you can be very misguided quickly, which can result in frustration, injury, and just lack of motivation altogether. So it's important to remember that when you're thinking, hey, I want to be healthy and I want to look better and I want to feel better, I want to have an event coming up, that sort of thing, that you need to make sure that you are finding a professional that can help you. Because like I said, you can go to any app, there's thousands of them, but they're very confusing if you don't know what you're looking for. And it could end up being something that could injure you and potentially turn your health upside down for the rest of your life. Because how many people have we worked with who have been injured doing something else, either on their own or with a bad trainer or something, and it's kind of set bad taste in their mouth, just like any other thing that you would go through and have a bad experience.
Right.
So it's important to make sure that you work with a good trainer, and that's where part 2 of this segment is going to come in, because we're going to tell you what to look for in a personal trainer. So be sure to tune in for that.
Absolutely. And I wanted to say, while you were talking, it made me remember that you are going to speed track your results by working with a fitness professional.
Yes.
Because I want you to think about it. You are going to work with someone, like if you come to me, I've been in the industry for 31 years. I have so much knowledge in my brain that as soon as you start talking to me, as soon as I start looking at your movement patterns, my brain is going like, we need to work on this and this and this and put this in. And so you trying to do it on your own don't have the knowledge that I have. So yeah, maybe you'll get results. A lot of people do, but it's going to take you a lot longer. You're going to have to learn about more. You're going to have to read and study and watch videos.
No, that's not going to happen too.
Yeah, exactly,
yes.
right? And
yeah.
do you know who to trust when you're looking at those things? Imagine the education that's in our brain that we use when we are creating something for you and helping you reach your results. That's why you come to us, because we can help you speed track those results. And we're also going to be honest with you. I had a client who started with me who said, can I lose 30 pounds in 2 months? And she had already been on a weight loss journey. And I said, listen, no, not unless you do something that is really unhealthy. I'm not going to give you false hope for something like that. But listen, give me 2 months and let me show you what your body can do. Let go of the 30 pounds. And she had a specific reason why she wanted to do that. And I totally understood it. But I was like, let it go. And I really want you to see what you can change in those 2 months if you stay really focused and listen to me and follow the program I'm going to provide for you.
Yes. It's true. It's true. We are here for a reason. And we're here to help you. And we're here to help you find results. And we're here to help you not get injured. So it's super important to be on the lookout for a good personal trainer and to realize the value that they bring to the table other than just being a paid professional, because we can all be paid beautiful people.
Yeah. There's that little meme that says, if anybody asks, I'm outside. It says I'm outstanding.
Yes.
It's like I'm outside standing,
outstanding.
right?
Yes.
Yes. I would love to just be paid to be pretty, but
Yes.
nope.
No.
We're paid to use our brains.
That's right. We're paid to help you. All right, so thanks for joining us on our first episode of our second season. We're so excited to be back. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already, and stay tuned for part 2B, whatever you want to call it. Part 2B, yes, finding the right trainer.
We can't wait to tell you all about it. We'll see you soon, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.